My name is Rafael Zanatta. I'm the director of Data Privacy Brasil, which is based in São Paulo, Brazil. Yeah, we need to think on the AI industry as a whole, considering the complexity of all the layers involved. So you have companies which are responsible for semiconductors, companies responsible for infrastructure such as data centers. Then you have the software and computational power layer. Then you have companies which are specialized in developing AI models and machine learning techniques. And you also have, in the end, companies responsible for getting that to consumers, such as OpenAI and others. So this is the kind of work we've been doing in the Digital Merger Watch, which is a coalition of NGOs focusing on competition, which is to map this whole global supply chain in order to better enforce antitrust laws in the world. I think maybe three. One is to prevent integral vertication, so vertical integration, I would say, which is allowing one company such as Amazon to have the data centers, the software layer, and also the final layer to consumers. So we need to prevent that kind of vertical integration within one single company. Second, we need to prevent data-driven mergers and mergers which are focused on acquiring large data sets to build AI models. We need to separate those. And third, I think we need to also focus on preventing certain types of business models to happen which are very exploitative or have detrimental consequences for consumers. This would be like a strong ex-ante approach as well. Yeah, I think the models of antitrust laws and competition laws that were built in the US in the past century, they are not usable anymore. They're not adequate for the kind of moment we live in because they were built on price-based mechanisms and in a very industrial setting. And now we're talking about something else. We're talking about a new kind of platform in digital economy, which is not driven by prices, is driven by accumulation of data, and has this power to predict and modify the behavior of populations, of group of populations. So there is this need to rebuild the theories of harms and to go beyond prices, but also to make sure we can impose certain conducts which are set from the beginning in order to change things. This also links to a point which is we need to reverse the burden of proof. So instead of asking the state to prove the harm, and then starting the investigation, we should ask the companies to demonstrate that they are generating public interest in something good in order to allow a merger or a fusion to occur. Well, first we need to provide more exchanges between civil society and competition authorities. So we need to provide spaces for education and training in which those members of the state, they can be influenced as well by the positions of academia and civil society. Second, we need to be very careful about the role of big tech in supporting conferences, seminars, workshops, and spaces for changing their mentality. And finally, I think we need to think very carefully about a taxation system which would allow states to build capacity on antitrust and digital economy. Countries like Brazil and India are the exception because the majority of the global south countries, they do not have experts and capacity to do this kind of work. So taxation could be a possible solution to generate those capacities.